Second match of the night. This is Calm versus Grape on Ground Zero again. And I apologize for the lack of intros before the games, but I can't find them anywhere. For some reason, all my reliable VOD sources have cut out the intro before the matches. I don't know why, and I can tell that the intros used to be there just because of how the videos are edited, so I don't know what's going on. It's like some kind of mass conspiracy against me. Everyone hates me. Except, down at the 5 o'clock position, in Teal is Calm. That means up at the 10 o'clock position in blue is Grape. Yeah, I had my music selections ready to go, ready to try to pair with the OSL intro. It's sad. That's kind of been a tradition on my channel for many years, too. So I hope that I can find an intro somewhere. I emailed Maktira earlier, although he hasn't gotten back to me, and to be honest, I'm not sure if he can even help me in this regard, but gotta find an intro. Maybe you guys can help. Please record a pristine quality 640 by 480 OSL intro for Nuke. It would make me very happy. I wouldn't be able to pay you, of course. Not 1 cent. But you'd still make me happy, and I'd probably say your name wrong when I thanked you about it in a commentary. Really, what better reward is there than that? But okay, let's get into this game. Pylon being laid by Grape is going over to the 2 o'clock position to scout, as Calm is scouting up to the 2 o'clock position as well. Grape is one of the 4 good Protoss players on Samsung Con. He's part of their Protoss dream team, so to speak. Whenever Protoss players do well in general, Samsung Con does well just because of their Protoss dream team. And that definitely happened this last Pro League season, since Protoss started out so strong. Con made it up to 3rd place before being stomped by KT Rolster on their way to the finals. But Grape is probably the worst performing of the Protoss Dream Team. He has like a 40-something%. He hovers around the upper 40% win record. So kind of a middle of the road. I don't want to say mediocre. That sounds kind of mean. Because I've seen a lot of great Grape games. Grape. Yes. I've seen a lot of good Grape games, and he performs well when he wants to. But his record is not as good as other members of the Dream Team, like Brave or Jangbi or Stork. They all hover around 50s and 60s. But yeah, he's definitely part of that for great Protoss players. Definitely the best Protoss lineup of any team, in my humble opinion, and probably in the objective sense. But okay, let's get into this game. Some Zerglings moving out for Calm, running up diagonally. Once Calm figures out exactly where Grape is. And I think he knows by now. He knows for sure that he's not up at the 2 o'clock position. So he's kind of fanning out with the Zerglings looking. But there's a second cannon coming down for Grape. Building a second cannon, expecting some kind of a Zergling run by, since the Zerglings were fairly early. He wants to be prepared for this. And he doesn't really have that great of a wall off outside of his natural expansion. There's kind of a gap there that Zerglings could definitely run by, and that's why he's pulling some probes off the line just to make sure he can get over here and protect against any potential Zerglings. And the second cannon will definitely help out with this as well. But here comes Calm with the Zerglings. So Calm is trying to break through with his Zerglings. The 2 cannons there, not enough. Oh, and Calm runs into the main with 4 Zerglings. Now, 3 is usually the manageable number of Zerglings. Once 3 get by, you can usually use Probe Micro to fight that off. But now Grape is going to be a major pain for Grape. The 4 Zerglings, although he gets it down to 3. Some nice Probe Micro from Grape to take down one of the invading Zerglings. But the rest of these Zerglings are going to be a pain as well. I mean, even though they're not taking out probes right now, they're keeping them from mining. So this does constitute as harassment. Zerglings is running around trying to find the probes to snipe. But luckily, Grape seems to be well up on his probe micro. Yeah, just keeping those Zerglings at bay. See if he can keep the Zerglings from taking out the pylon or not. Some excellent micro from both so far. Calm has only lost one Zergling in this attack, but he hasn't really gotten a lot of probe kills as well. Just distracting them at the moment. Even those probes from mining is definitely going to hurt Grape in the long run. And Calm is one of these players, I guess you could call him a veteran now, because he's been around a long time, always gets up close to the semifinals or the finals. In the case of the MSL, he won the finals against Quanro. Now I'm surprised that he hasn't really gotten up to that level in other tournaments as well. Just because he's such a solid Zerg player, he always plays consistently well and gets up to the semifinals or the round of 8 pretty consistently. So it is weird to not see him in more finals. But okay, there's still one Zergling left, but Grape has gotten rid of all the rest of them. That one Zergling will probably stay in, getting the scouting information inside that main. It's hard to tell if Calm is going to try to continue to harass with that or not, because getting scouting information at this point with that Zergling will be much more valuable, I think, than taking down a probe or attempting to and losing the Zergling. But the Spire coming up behind the natural expansion, and looks like Grape got the scout on that. He got the scout on the Spire coming up, so he knows this isn't going to be a Hydralisk bust or anything like that. Speed upgraded Zerglings trying to take down this Zealot that is encroaching at the third base. Should take it down fairly quickly. Yeah, this is going to be a very ineffectual attack from Grape. Not a single drone lost. So there's another hatchery coming down for Calm. Looks like he's switching in the standard stuff. There's first Corsair coming out of the Stargate. The Zergling's still in there. Didn't even notice that. I figured the Dragoon would have taken it down by now, but the cannon finishes off the Zergling that was trying to run behind this natural expansion to get some extra scouting, with there's more Zerglings running by for Calm, getting inside that main with a few more Zerglings. Calm doing a great job on the Zergling run-bys today, getting in 4 each time. And finally getting some probe kills too, isolating the probes. Excellent micro from Calm to take down the amount of probes he did. I think he got about 4 in that attack. And that's definitely a very effective harassment from him. Not to mention, coupled with his harassment earlier, keeping the probes off the line. Yeah, he's really got great behind in his economy. Okay, the Corsair coming in to scout. The 4th base is coming up from Calm at the 2 o'clock position. He's already working on the 4th, chasing around Corsair with the Scourge, and he has Scourge in position to intercept this Corsair if he should divert them down to this position. Looks like Calm is getting ready to do that, trying to take out this Corsair. Corsair running back from Grape. He's trying to micro his butt off to get away from these freaking Scourge, but easier said than done. The Dragoon, one Dragoon is probably not going to be able to protect this Corsair, but the cannons definitely will. So Calm forced away, but now he's going to use those Scourge, as just about every Zerg player does, to scout and get information on Grape. Okay, Evolution Chamber coming up, and there's the Hydralisk Den already for Calm, so he's going to start getting up that Hydralisk army, with the ground upgrades as well, working on those Evolution Chamber. That Evolution Chamber, I thought I saw a second Evolution Chamber being built, but maybe that was just a trick of my eye. I'm going to have to take a look at that again. Okay, Templar Archives on the way. Let's take a look at these bases. No, just that one Evolution Chamber. I was seeing a sunken colony there earlier, I think, morphing. But okay. Let's see. Small army out for Grape, just kind of hovering next to his base. Getting out some more Corsairs. And he has a few more gateways inside of his main to supplement his troops on the ground, so he can move out and start pressuring your base soon. Let's see. Some more Zerglings hanging around, trying to see where those troops are. He doesn't quite have enough Zerglings yet to attack these troops, but he can keep an eye on what Grape is doing, where he's going with those troops and everything like that. Here's a first-person perspective of Grape trying to press that 3rd base. He sees the Sim City that is set up by Calm, some excellent Sim City by Calm. This is going to be pretty much impossible to break through just because of the way the buildings are set up. The definition of the Sim City defense. Okay, Grape is moving his way down to the natural expansion anyway, even though he knows there's going to be a sunken colony there that is going to be difficult to get to. And he might try to push his luck anyway if he can get some more reinforcements down, but still, with these troops alone, I don't think he's going to be able to break through the natural expansion. I love the first-person perspectives. I wish they'd do the whole game that way, really. It'd be fun to watch. But let's see. Hydro Sten just doing some more blocking for that Sunken Colony. Sunken Colony is really no way to get to it unless you break through all the rest of the troops first. So in the meantime, the Sunken would get a ton of damage done, and that's basically all you need for the defense. See some High Templar on the way for Grape. He's getting some additional scouting for melting those Scourge, trying to find some Overlords to snipe, but they are hanging next to the Hydralisks. Next to those Hydras of cannons being built by Grape. He definitely needs them at this point because the Hydras are being grouped up. A lot of Zerglings coming in for Calm. Oh, some more Zerglings running out of nowhere for Calm. He's going to kill these cannons. Cannons killed. So, yeah, these Zerglings definitely got their job done. They will eventually be picked off by these Zealots, but taking down the cannons is critical at this point, and I think that Calm is making use of what he just did to move in with this entire army. Some excellent reflexes here from Calm, knowing exactly what to do. Okay, I took down all the cannons, now I move in with my Hydras. But the Hydras are going to be forced back a little bit by the Zealots. But eventually I think that Calm might be able to overwhelm Grape just looking at the mini-map and the amount of troops he's sending up. Yeah, this is going to be a big Hydralisk attack. Cannon's just warping in, and the High Templar should just be ready for some storm. There's a storm, but a dodge by Calm. He dodges the storm for the most part. I think the storm only killed one Hydra in the process, so he's just pushing the front even more with Hydras, non-stop pumping, and just rally pointing everything to this position. No cannons prepared at all. There's another storm, but kind of a dud storm. That one wasn't dud. Right at the front gets a lot of Hydras, but still the cannons are going to be the critical part. Grape built one more cannon way far back next to his Nexus, which could help him out a lot, and keeping up, still building cannons, but oh man, the Hydras not letting up at all. Calm sees this opportunity. He's trying to seize it right now by getting closer. The 4 cannons up could be a huge deterrent for Calm, though. He's still trying to break through to the best of his ability, and without the ground troops, I don't see any ground troops at all for Grape. That's probably going to be the deciding factor. He's pulled some probes off the line just to block a bit to build more cannons, but the cannons alone weren't enough without the help of the ground army, and there was no ground army left for Grape. He's pumped a few more Zealots, and he just did another storm from that High Templar, so I think he's basically out of storm, and he's using the Zealots to defend himself and get up additional cannons, but so far it's just the one cannon at the front. Yeah, the other cannon going down, the High Templar being sniped. Things not looking good for Grape at this natural expansion. Yeah, Calm is just getting in here. GG from Grape. Squished Grapes. So, Calm is going to meet Flash in the winner's game. Let's move on to that winner's match right now.